the Doorstep Ministry. That is where people come around 11:30, and we have lunches for them. And we also can give help with their KUB if they need that, or if they have some questions about getting help, we have some information for them.
The thing that we're most known for is handing out sack lunches to whoever shows up at the door and wants one. And I would say that's the majority of what we do, but we also help people with KUB and then direct people to other sources if they need other necessary items. Like for clothes, we can either send them to Ladies of Charity or CARM with a CARM card, and we do a lot of referrals to Compassion Coalition for various items.
They live in the area, of course, and they are people who need a little help, and I think we can give them some. Probably not exactly everything they need, but we can give them a help. And I talked with one man, and he said, "I'm just hungry." And I said, "Well, we'll fix your lunch, and maybe that'll help." And I told him I would pray for him, that he was having a rough time. So I think they're people that need us, and we can help some.
I feel like the homeless are every bit our neighbors. That's my personal philosophy. I get as much out of it as they do. So I feel like we're all God's children, and I feel like I'm very called to do this.
Well, I've been involved in food pantries and food processing to the neighbors and all the churches I've belonged to over the years. This has been a little bit different because I've had more homeless people than just a neighborhood of poor people or people in need. And it changes. The homeless that we see out there from when I first started this till now is changed. Now it's not just maybe the homeless, but it's people who have not been able to pay the increase in rent, so they're out there for the first time. It's just an amazing process out there, and we're trying to help them just keep their spirits up sometimes. And sometimes people come from the tower down the street. They just want to visit. They want to be able to have contact with humans.
I think the main thing that we do is treat them with respect and dignity, because that's how you would treat anyone who's your neighbor. And the people who want lunches are anywhere from homeless to someone who lives in Love Towers back behind the church, or some people who live on the other side of the Broadway in that community.
And these people have been coming over for several years now, and so we kind of know their families and their pets, and and it's just a good feeling that they feel comfortable coming here, and for us to get to know them a little bit.
I see people all the time that are walking along the street, look like they have all their possessions, and I worry about them and wish I could do something. And I feel like this is one thing I can do that may help.
Well, St. James is an amazing church. Everybody says the same thing. We're a friendly church. And when I first came here, it was in the city. I had lived in the city in another city before and miss it. I miss being in part of a hub. So it's nice to be able to see the people that live, and I drive through the city, who comes here and who lives here, who needs help.
When they come here, they see somebody that's smiling and asking, what they would like to have. And I think the human contact is part of it. And the getting a meal, they're hungry and they want something to eat. But I think it's just meeting people and seeing other people who need help too. And I think it's just this human contact with us.
I think because of my upbringing, that was always important in our family. That my father did this kind of work, my mother kind of did this work, and so I just grew up doing this, just either helping in a kitchen, serving people in different churches, or like Doorstep here. It's just been a part of kind of what I was brought up with and what you do.
For me, it started out as something to fill a day, but over the years, it's changed. I've been in very dire financial shape at different times, and I have appreciated what we were doing to help others because in many ways I needed help too. And now I see it as a way of giving back what I was given.
I feel like it has opened my eyes and my heart in ways I never expected. I just think about it a lot at home. I feel like they are such desperate souls, and I feel like I have some connection with them. I did a painting in a gallery that was, the theme was home, H-O-M-E, and I did a drawing of homeless on the street, sleeping, you know, and so I feel like it's something that I can just, it's a level of sensitivity, I think, that it gives me.
I think that there's some kind of a security coming here. They know we're going to be here. We were here through the COVID, so they can rely on us.
First of all, if they're hungry, we take care of that immediate need by giving them some nourishment. Sometimes they don't even know what we offer. A lot of times word of mouth takes care of that out on the street. But sometimes we're able to say, you know, people have said, do you have any CARM cards? And sometimes we do. They know about those things. And sometimes we've had like socks, extra pairs of socks.
Speaking for me, I feel like maybe I'm helping a little bit, and I think that's what we all are wanting to do, and meeting the people that are really hurting, and I think that it draws me, and I think that that's one of the benefits, and talking with the people and hearing their story, I think is part of it.
I have had some experiences where some people have called for help, and I was a little bit hesitant about their story, and I kind of made some things, you know, if you need this, here's what needs to be done. And these people did what was required. They showed up, and I actually knew that this was making a difference in this person's life, that this just wasn't someone that just was coming and going, but it was going to make a difference in their life, in their home life with their children. And so it was, so yeah, I think it makes a big difference.
I find them very grateful, very polite. I know the mental health aspect of it is there, and it really varies quite a bit, of course, with each person. However, the amazing thing to me is how just grateful they are. You know, they'll wish me a great day. They'll say, God bless me, you know, and it's just so nice. And I think I don't fear them. They don't scare me. You know, a lot of folks are just sometimes have the wrong impression. And you do have to be careful at times, like anything else, but it's just most people are they're very kind and non-threatening.
It's always nice if you go out and then they'll turn around and they'll say thank you. Or a lot of them will say God bless, which is always nice to hear.
we have a different clientele every day. Some people are repeats, but mostly it's different people every day. So we've met their need for that day. Others come back repeatedly, and we get to know them, and it's clear that not only is the lunch something that they need, but just human contact is something that they need. And so you get to have a conversation with them. We have one lady who brings her cat, and we get to talk to the cat, and he's usually really quiet. He's a docile cat.
Well, I think when we have people who come back and visit us more than once, they are, I think they know that we care, and I think that they come back, and I think you see the same people, and I think that is something we can be proud of, that they want to come back and see us and get some help.
The same faces, I don't see that quite as much as I used to. We used to have regulars here, and in fact, one of the men that came by all the time, and he had some problems, and he died. And I know that our church was represented at whatever kind of funeral it was. And his family came by one day, several weeks later, and introduced themselves and said how much that this church meant to him and to them, because it was accepting of him, and he knew that we would help him as much as we could.
Sometimes we offer things like an extra cookie, and to us it's not a big deal, and to them, they don't get that out there on the street. So you never know what you're going to say or what you're going to do. We had a person who came with her sick cat one day, just carrying it, and you know, we're all, most of us are animal people, so you know, we got to love on the cat a little bit, and she was like, you know, this has been my baby, and I hope we made her feel better, and we told her she takes good care of him.
One of the things that I'm constantly amazed about is how polite everybody is. I mean, there are some people who aren't verbally polite, but they're at least polite about accepting and moving on. But almost everybody says thank you. Almost everybody says have a nice day. It's very comforting to hear that you're doing something that's worthwhile.
If we think about it, and I have, you think about, what if that was me there? And we never know what our circumstances are going to be. And I know that some of the people, when we have sat down at different times, who they were, what they did, what their families were. And my son had a very good friend in high school, and he's right down here at Carm, and he was just extremely bright, from a very nice family, but something happened mentally, and so he's a street person now. So we just never know who these people are. And sometimes it's really good to get to know them.
Just ask any doorstep person that help volunteer that doing it, such as myself. I'd be happy to work with someone that is interested or would like to know more. Yeah, I think we could always use extra help. So, absolutely. And it's something I think someone will never regret doing. I think it's something that's simple, and it's a win-win.